We'll see how it
I don't
goes.
know how
I'm going to
usable
run
this is
down
gonna
these
be.
movie titles
Okay.
because these are your movies.
Yes.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Girls Trip. You're thinking too
Sequel.
much. You already think sequel?
Yep.
Yes, sir. Think Like a Man.
Paid Steve Harvey a lot of money.
That's the first
See, this is
thing.
going to get me in trouble.
No Good Deed.
Idris had 7 accents in that movie. I have to give context. We shot that movie. That was one of the hardest movies I ever made. No Good Deed. It was Idris Elba and Taraji Henson. Idris was coming off a movie where he was a space alien with Guillermo del Toro and about to go shoot a movie where he was going to be playing, I think, Mandela, or a South African, dialect. And so and in my movie, he was supposed to be a Southern convict, right? And so his schedule was crazy. Taraji's schedule was crazy. It's nights and raining the whole movie. We had to shoot 6-day weeks, right? So we literally shot Sunday through Friday every week at night with rain. We had these rain towers, and Idris every day would show up with a different accent because he was coming from one movie going to another one. He was all over the place, and we ended up having to ADR that whole movie. Sorry, but that's the context.
Wow.
7
you
accents. of Idris Elba.
ADR'd the whole movie?
Almost the whole movie that he says, that every line he says
Quick
in that
definition
movie.
for the
Yes.
not ADR.
It's when you go into a studio at the end of a movie, post-production, sometimes you look and you're like, that's not what he said. The actor's lips don't line up. Like,
That's what you
That's
do.
ADR. It's called additional dialogue recording.
And it's really
And we
hard, and you can
did
usually tell when people do it, and I didn't know you did it.
the whole movie.
The Photograph.
Ooh, Lakeith and Issa. That's just what comes to mind.
Straight Outta Compton.
F. Gary Gray, Born to Make It.
Stomp the Yard.
My first hit, Proud.
Takers.
Nobody wanted to wear suits, and then later they all thanked me for putting them in suits.
Ride Along.
10 years to get it made. They were looking for the right white guy. And I had just done Think Like a Man with Kevin Hart, and I sold them on Kevin Hart being the right white guy.
We have only 3 more. Are you
Sorry,
ready?
Brittany. Yeah.
Obsessed. Obsessed.
Beyonce. Got her.
About Last Night.
Oh, underrated. Love that movie.
Aw.
Go see it. If you haven't seen About Last Night, it's one of my movies I'm most proud of that I think is underrated.
Beast.
Oh.
Idris Elba.
You know what? As we talked about CGI and all that, we had to put Idris's whole body in a computer, right? Because the lion was computer generated. And so we had to do a body scan of him.
Wow.
Because there were things that we could not do with an actual real actor. We obviously didn't have a real lion. So as people talk about AI, like, we've been doing this for a very long time. And I remember because he fought me, because he was like, I got to do this, but I just acted and did the whole movie. I was like, yeah, but there's certain things I need. And it takes time. It's like uncomfortable for the actor. Anyway, so if anybody wants it, I got Idris Elba's whole body in my computer. Holla at me. I got you.
What's the going rate on that? And finally, who better than you?
No one, damn it.
The upcoming movie.
Yeah. Starring Angie Martinez.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'm in,
The
I'm
Art of
in.
Healthy Arrogance and Dreaming Big.
Will Packer's in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm here. I'm finally here, and I'm never leaving. All right?
You're not leaving. Because this has been a long time coming.
It has.
And we don't have a lot of time today because Will is on a very tight, important schedule because he has movies to make and books to promote.
Books to promote. That's the
And-
first time you could ever say that,
I
Ange.
know.
It's my first book ever. I'm an author.
You are an
You know, you
author.
were part of the people
Tell
that
me everything.
inspired me.
What do you mean?
Really?
Oh,
Because
really?
yes.
That's not
Me and Ange,
He's
our
a-
fam, we go way
We do go back.
And I remember your book. And I remember that you sent it to me early. And I remember us talking about that. And I just remember thinking like how incredible it was to like tell your story. Now mine is not a memoir. But I've been in the game,
But you
for
got
a
a few
minute.
stories.
I got some stories.
By the
yo.
way, I love the way you did your quotes in the back.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't know, I live on another planet, I didn't know your film career, I don't
Yeah.
know anything about you. This would make me, just this alone would make me want to
Buy
read
the
the book.
book, yeah.
And sometimes we see celebrity comments, but they're like, okay, it's extraordinary insight to the person's. You like, that's usually what it says.
No.
This is not that.
I wanted to be honest.
Did these people really write these?
Steve Harvey said, buy my book first and then buy Will's
and then
book.
by his, it's good.
Idris Elba. I did not authorize Will to use my name in this book. That tells you all you need to know about Will. I told him to be honest and be real,
Kevin Hart said all of Will Packer's stories about me in this book are false. Well, maybe some are true, but they are funny. Well, they're pretty funny, but I don't have to like them.
True.
Kevin
Facts.
Hart.
Yes.
Kevin Hart, Issa Rae, Steve Harvey, Idris Elba, Kerry Washington.
Yes.
Because the thing, I was thinking about you on your way in here.
Uh-huh.
like, what is your magic, right? Because you've had a lot of success. So when people are like, is he because he's creative? Is he a director? I know what I think your magic
What do
is,
you think it is?
but I'm curious about what you think it is.
What do you think it is?
I think your magic is knowing how to create a package
Okay.
that cuts through and that will be culturally impactful.
Okay.
That number one, what will be culturally impactful, but also you can sell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know how to put people together. You know how to create a package. To me, that's from the outside. I don't know the inner workings of your everyday.
You are actually right on point.
Okay,
I would
good.
absolutely say that's one of my superpowers for sure. And it's something I talk about in the book, Who Better Than You?
Right.
Because I talk about how if you want to be successful,
Carry on.
that you have to get other people to buy into your goals and your vision. I am a very staunch believer in that, and especially in Hollywood, right? A very big, egotistical, adversarial industry where everybody is all about what's in it for me, what's in it for me, what's in it for me. You need to get people to understand that you have a shared commonality in your goals. That is one of the things I talk about in the book. That is what true leadership is. It's also what healthy arrogance is. That what I'm trying to do is important enough that you should also buy into it. That's how I get all these amazing folks to actually be a part of my projects, which then cut through, and I'm able to sell to the culture, like you said.
Yeah, but even if you think about the beginning of your first movie was
Chocolate City at FAMU. Next movie was Twa, erotic thriller, Kenya Moore.
Oh, I was going.
How far back you want to go?
No. I was going to what's your first hit movie?
Stomp the Yard. Stomp the Yard.
It was
yeah,
Stomp
okay.
the Yard.
Oh, my bad. You didn't want to go to the mud
we
that I got it out of.
only have a certain amount of time today.
All right.
Otherwise, we would have done when you were a child and you first picked up you watched your first film. We'll do that on the next interview.
Okay.
You'll come to the podcast and we'll talk about your childhood and what would create such a person to want to make all these types of films.
Can I say this though?
Yes.
The book isn't about my childhood, but the book is about how from the time you're born to the time you die, you are creating your brand. That is something that I think people do not put enough value on.
And what is your brand?
My personal brand,
yes.
I think it's being a great connector of people and a packager of projects.
This is exactly what did I not say those words?
Told you that's why you rang the bell.
Yeah,
I thought that's why the bell rang.
I didn't feel like
Does the bell just ring to ring?
It didn't feel like you all the way agreed with my take. But yeah,
absolutely,
I was spot on.
agree.
Okay,
yes,
carry
I think
on.
you absolutely were spot on.
Okay, fine.
But I think people underestimate the value. There you go. I'm like, does the bell mean something or not? I need to know. Okay, it's my first time on Angie Martinez show.
The bell.
What does the bell mean?
It.
I need a bell. Do I not? Do guests not get a bell? How does it work? Okay.
Next time.
I'm looking around. Your producer is like, sir, it's your first day. You better act right. You get no bell.
Next time you get a bell.
I think people don't put enough value on the fact that whatever you're doing, people are always like, you know what, I got to find my passion. I got to find the thing that I'm supposed to do. But anything you're doing, if your name is on it, you got to go hard. I really, really believe that because you are creating your brand all the time. You're always selling yourself. Everything is sell. You're always trying to get other people to ascribe a particular value to you. And if you don't realize that, then you will not be able to achieve success because nobody does it on their own. Right. You achieve success when you get other people to realize how important your success is to them.
Word. There's a lot of those jewels in this book, isn't there?
Oh, come on. You know, I'm doing my thing with this book. My first book. I had to go hard.
I know you have your talking points about the book, and you're so good at that. So I'm sure you've been doing them.
See, this is the Angie Martinez thing.
Can we just for a second?
This is the reason why I said I only have a little bit of time, because I'm not going to cry. Because the thing about Angie Martinez is she gets so deep and emotional.
No. We're not going to do
And
that today.
before I know it, I'm going to be in here sniffling on this microphone.
We're not going to do that today.
Why I can't do my talking points, Ange?
Well, you can do your talking points.
No, because you're so good.
But number one, your mom is here, and how cute is that?
Yes.
Are you very close with your mom? And your wife is here.
I am here. I got my family.
And Shayla's here. You got good women around you.
Absolutely, because I'm a smart black man. I understand.
Did you get into that in the book? I just got the book today. Otherwise, I would have read it before you came here.
It's there. It's there for you. And it is absolutely about who you surround yourself with. Yeah. Right? Because we have to understand we all have a finite amount of energy. And the people around you can either augment your energy or they can drain it. And I'm a big believer in that. So I try to put people around me that are going to bolster and augment my energy. We got people around us all the time draining us.
Okay, so then somebody sneaks in.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah, and it could be somebody that you really like, that
Yes,
you've known
or
from,
that you can't
from day
necessarily
one.
cut out of your.
They need you, you know.
Or they come with a package of maybe something that you need, so you
Then
kind of have to
put them. You have to put them in the box that they need to be in. You have to prioritize, right? You have to understand. Keep the main thing the main thing. That's a big thing for me, right? Keep your eye focused on the prize. Somebody comes into your world. They got a package. They got something you need. They got finances. They got whatever, but they are negative. They are toxic, right? Is it worth it? Do a cost-benefit analysis. Is what you're getting from that person worth in the long term the fact that you're going to be up at night, not feeling good about yourself? They're going to be doing things that are going to be detrimental to other aspects of your life. If you're honest about that, you'll probably see it's not worth it. Seriously.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever did it in
I have absolutely had wrong people around me.
Yeah.
I make mistakes like everybody else. This is me learning over a 30-year carear.
all the mistakes in here, or just some?
No, a lot of them in there. I made some mistakes for
Biggest
sure.
mistake.
Oh, biggest mistake.
Character, like a learning personal wise, not necessarily like well, whatever you want to share.
You know, I here's the thing. I really feel like the things that I've done that I would do differently, I needed to do them. Right?
Of course.
Like when I made the movie Obsessed, right? And I went to Beyoncé to try to get her in it, right? I already had Idris Elba. I was trying to get Beyoncé, and she told me no flat out.
Really?
Absolutely. She told me no.
Why?
5 times.
Why? She was scared, or
No, she wasn't scared. She said that there were elements in the project that she didn't like. And every time she told me no, because when somebody tells you no, you either go into a ball and cry, or you say, oh, forget them, they're just hating, right? And what you really should do is like listen to why they're telling you no, pull the emotion out of it. And so she was actually telling me things that were making the script better. And so each time I would go back, she would say, okay, I got it. I see. I still can't do the project. And if you want to change your project, that's on you, because I'm not promising you I'm going to do it. She's very honest and upfront. And I continued to adjust that project, and ultimately I made it better. And that 6th time she said yes. Now, I did a cost-benefit analysis. That project was getting greenlit if I had her. So I did everything I needed to do to try to get her in it.
right?
Whatever your Beyonce
But
is.
but if it was Jane, whoever,
I wouldn't have done it, right?
You'd have said no. Fine, next.
I would have moved on, and and maybe the project wouldn't have been the one that was meant to be, right? And so I just think that I call those fortuitous no's, when you get a no, but you can actually learn something from it. I think we get fortuitous no's all the time, and we ignore them. Yeah.
Do you still get them, or do you get a lot of yeses now?
I get both. I get
You
no's.
still get no's?
Yeah. It's
says
tough
no?
in Hollywood right now. Right
Yes,
now,
I
Hollywood
know.
is tricky.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't know that, because it's like, oh, it's all these streaming services, all this content. No, a lot of your favorite actors aren't working. A lot of people in Hollywood are having a tough time right now.
And I feel like people are just like, I'm seeing remakes or.
Yeah, everything has to be IP based on something, sequels,
There's
remakes.
no like Forrest Gump.
Hollywood has always been like
Coming
that.
out, or like
they don't want to take risks, because Forrest Gump is a risk, right? Somebody had to take that risk.
I don't
and then,
know
of
where
course,
that
it was
movie,
big.
why that was my reference point. But
That's
I was,
a great one, though, because it was, Zemeckis and obviously Tom Hanks, and it was in a very original concept. It's tough to get an original concept made.
Yeah.
I mean, big stars, big producers, yours truly included, have a tough time getting our projects made right now in Hollywood.
What about AI? What's happening with that? What does that look like
It's
for
coming.
film?
What's today? Because you got another week. I hope did you save up, Angie?
No, I'm
you know I
trying
can
to
do
learn.
this show without you. I got
No,
your
you
voice.
can't.
I got everything.
No, you can't. Good luck.
And you know what's funny? I actually can't, and I believe
you
that.
can't.
Like I'm joking, but the reality that I tell people is that AI is absolutely one of the most powerful tools that we have seen throughout media. Right? I don't care if you're talking about print, radio, television. It doesn't matter. But you cannot duplicate the human element. The human element of artistry is so powerful, and I really believe this, that it is a tool, and it's absolutely affecting people. It means that a lot of people don't get jobs on a movie set because I don't have to like build an actual set. I can do it in a computer. Like that stuff happens and will continue to happen.
Are you leaning into that, or are you?
Well,
Where's your line?
I have to. I mean, I have to use the tools that are available to me, but I would never replace the human factor.
Right.
That is the key.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I really do believe consumers can tell, because we're talking about art at the end of the day. Even somebody like me that's on the business side of it, it's still art.
It's going to be so interesting, though.
Oh, it's coming.
This next,
It's
it's
here.
happening. Oh no, it's here.
Yeah, it really is.
It's here,
But you know,
but-
CGI has been around for so long.
Yeah, but this
It's
is
been-
different.
Well, but
You
you,
don't
know,
think so?
people say that, but like,
Aren't there people like learning how to make full films just AI,
Of
like full?
course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
That doesn't worry you.
people have been. It's not that it doesn't worry me. I just still am very optimistic about what artists will still be able to do, and that there will still be a different. Right. I'm not the person that's standing in front of the train like screaming for it to stop. It's coming. Right. There were people that were like, "I'll never shoot on digital. I'm only film," and now everything is digital. Right.
Yeah.
So I think that is absolutely coming. You have to learn how to use it and adapt and be malleable. That's the key. But that's with anything, Ange. Anything. Life is constantly changing. We live in an unpredictable world. What are you going to do? Crawl into a ball and die? No. You're going to adapt. We are the most adaptable species God has ever created.
Yeah,
we are one of one.
Yeah, we're going to be okay.
Well, we got to figure it out, but it's going to be rough, you know what I mean?
Because everybody's painting the picture of the world right now like it's terrifying.
I know.
AI,
yeah,
the government.
It's tough. It's an
planes are going
time.
down every 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I'm about to jump on one right now.
Oh, sorry. That was a terrible.
Thanks a lot, Ange. Can we ring the bell? What happens?
I don't want to ring the bell.
That? We don't do the bell on that? What happens?
I don't know what's happening in the universe, but there's like weird shit happening around here.
But you know what? There's been other times that have been very unpredictable, right?
Yes, true.
And so I just think that at the end of the day, what can you control? We spend so much time giving energy. We all have a finite amount of energy.
Yeah.
And we give so much of it to things that don't really matter that we cannot really control. We do. Everybody does that, right? You on here, you're supposed to be focused on one thing. Your notifications going off on your phone, something on your TV. That stuff doesn't matter, but you're giving it energy. So I choose to give energy to the things that I can control. And when you do that, I think you live and manifest your best life, no matter how crazy things are, right? Yes, we're in a crazy world, but what can you control, right? Can you have a better relationship with your significant other or your mom or your child, right? Doesn't matter what's happening in the White House or happening in, in Europe or Africa, right? Like what's happening in your life that you can control. We don't focus enough on that, my opinion.
You know what I just remembered? I don't know where this came from. Idris Elba, when he did during COVID, he did the quarantine actors where there was like one
reading
session.
Scripts where they were like
they were on they
Zoom.
were on Instagram Live and actors were like doing a thing and then Idris was like commenting on their
like
things.
auditions and stuff. Like he was letting
yes.
I think I did one of those with him actually.
No, I remember you. I think you were in the comments. I just remember you being part of it. I don't know if it's just we spoke. I just remember you saying something about that there was something interesting. There was something to learn in it, and even me watching it, I was like, oh, because Idris is so talented.
Yeah.
That his feedback was so insightful to see even from the outside as somebody.
Yes.
And I just wondered from you, like, what are those things that like, because you've made so many stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
don't know if I've made them, but I've definitely put people in position to succeed. That's how I would say. I think that.
Yeah, but you spot them.
Yeah, I think I have an instinct for talent, but I put them in the right position, in the right medium at the right time.
Who are you most proud of all of those?
Idris, Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, even Chris Brown. I mean, has Chris Brown done a movie that I didn't produce?
Chris Brown and Takers was genius.
You like that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Your gift at like.
Yeah.
This person
but
with
those
this
people
person
are extraordinarily talented. So, like, I joke about, you know what I mean, having made those people. I really didn't, but I am.
But nobody was putting Chris Brown in a movie like that.
Not like that. No, and his first one was Stomp the Yard, right?
Yeah.
But I liken it to Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was not a coder. Right? He was not somebody that knew how to get in and actually program computers, but he was an innovator. He knew how to put the best coders around him.
So you can't act at all?
Well, I mean, you know.
I saw you in Think Like a Man. I saw you when you didn't wash your hands in the bathroom.
You remember that scene?
I do.
Does it stick? Cockying every now and then.
Do people watch you when you come out of the bathroom now?
They do. I got a scene with Kevin Hart. I come out, pat him on the back. Didn't wash my hands. I got shit about that for a long time.
But can you act really though? Like
I would never go in and be like, I'm going to be the star of this film.
Okay.
But for 30 seconds, for a scene or two,
you can pull it off. 30.
I can hold my own.
Okay.
I'm around them enough, you know?
What makes a star?
Ooh, so many things. It depends. Because I am somebody that definitely believes that a star is specific to a certain project. I'm not one of those people who believe that you can put anybody in anything and they win. I don't. I think certain people are everybody has a toolbox, everybody has a skill set, and you have to put people, my job is to put people in positions where their best skill is utilized in the best platform and best medium. So you'd have to ask me like, what makes a star in a particular movie, in my opinion, right? Their skill set has to line up with what that project, that narrative, whatever
So
it needs.
who best demonstrates that? Like of all the people that you put in a place, in a movie and thought, wow, this shows why this person is magic.
Take Tiffany Haddish in Girls Trip.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she was very specific. Her very specific bag of tools lined up with that character, Nina, right? I had Regina Hall, Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett Smith.
I mean, that cast is
Rose,
nuts. Yeah.
Right? And then I needed my wild card. I needed my spontaneous person who made bad decisions and, was wild and loud and all of that. And she didn't come in and act the part. She embodied the part. She became the part. So for that project, and I'm not saying she can't do a lot of things, but for that project, she was the right person at that time. That's what it took, and that's what that project needed.
Did you know, like I know we don't have, this is not okay, by the way.
Listen,
none of this is
it's
okay.
not me. I love you.
No, I know, but there's so much. There's so much nuance to what you do. And it's like, we could do this for 2 hours.
We should do it.
Then I would make you cry.
See, that's why I'm not doing it. That's why I did. That's why. Where's my bell? Ding, ding, ding. See, that's why I'm out of here, because I know you.
What is the little thing there that makes you like? What is the thing? We don't have to get to it today, but what is the thing that we all are like motivated by, like, I like to do things that people like. I know the thing that moves me most is like when I do something that somebody genuinely affects, it takes it in their life, whether it's an interview on the podcast or something that they say, whatever. I know that that's the thing that gets me. Like, what is the thing that drives you?
Probably when people talk about my legacy, because it's even hard for me to say I've been in the game 30 years because I still feel, like I just got started. But when people start to kind of like run down the various things that I've been able to accomplish, right? Not dissimilar from you, when people say, you know what, my kid went to a black college because they watched Stomp the Yard, right? Or, my kid wants to be an owner of a football team because he saw that you're one of the new Atlanta Falcons, minority owner. Like, when they say stuff like that, I'm like, well, who am I, right? But then I also say, not a talking point, but I say, who better than me? I really do. I say, you know what? I've worked hard and bust my ass. I'm supposed to have it. But I don't like having it just like put in front of me because that's probably where it elicits the most emotion.
Yeah, but where did you get that? Who taught you that? Your mother?
Yeah. My mom and my dad. They literally, they lifted me up like Simba and the Lion King, right? They took me to the highest rock. Said everything the sun touches is yours. That's how they did me. And I think everybody should do that to their kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you go into kids here? Do we learn things
about my kids?
Yeah,
I got a little something on family. Yeah,
family.
It's really stories from Hollywood. It is stories from my life. It is stories I've never told, but it is really all about how do you take these lessons. It's not, well, Packer was born here and then he went to this school, and it's not a memoir.
Yeah.
But it is very much my philosophy around being around some of the most successful people in the world. And what do? What are the traits that they all have? What have I learned from navigating their world? And what do I think that I can pass on to other people? That's really what the book is.
There it is.
Bam.
Congratulations.
Ange, thank you.
New York Times bestseller?
Well, we'll see.
It feels
That's
like
not up to me.
Come on.
We'll see.
Come on.
If people go buy it. I'm on Angie Martinez show. Anything's possible.
Oh, please. Do you then make a movie about your book?
Somebody else asked me that. I did not make the book to make a movie. I made the book to influence people.
Is this going to be a movie?
I didn't. I don't think so. But what's crazy? Steve Harvey was like, he never ever thought Think Like a Man, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man would have been a movie. Because he was like, it's an advice book. How do I make it into a movie? So anything's possible. But I had no intentions of that.
But you have the rights.
Of course. What do you mean? I'm Will Packer. If I'm going to do a book. Ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Come on now. Stop playing.
Who better than you, Will?
Yes,
Will
thank
Packer,
you.
Everybody. Who better than you? The
thank
art
you, family.
Of healthy arrogance.
Yes.
The keyword healthy arrogance
Absolutely.
and dreaming big. Will
Yes.
Packer. Go get the book, guys.
Thank you, Ange.